Welcome to Inverted Reality TV's Live from the Lounge. I am your host, T.L. Swope. How is everybody doing this evening? So you've got Steak 59 in the house. How you doing? Yeah, you already shared. That's great. As I said, this is Inverted Reality TV's Live from the Lounge, where we talk about a little bit everything, culture, politics, mainly, and other insane happenings, of which there are plenty to talk about. And I do mean plenty. Oh, you have a mic? You have an echo? I have an echo? That's interesting. Is it still there? Steak 59. Are you still hearing an echo? Okay. Anybody else? Somebody give me some feedback. How do I sound? Is there an echo or something doesn't sound right? Sounds like I'm in a barrel. I don't know what that could be. That's awful strange. I don't know what it could be. My settings pretty well are as I always have them. Okay, you say there's an echo. Okay, let's see. Good old technology. Okay, just let me know when it clears up. Is it still going on? Joe Mac. Okay, you say there's an echo too. Tell you what, that's literally baffling because I haven't changed any settings on anything, so. Oh, he says it's not as bad. Hmm. Let's see. Let me see if I can get to the bottom of this quickly. Okay. Wow, all kinds of weird things are happening tonight, huh? Chat slow, you're getting an echo. Very, very weird. Very weird, being that I am not, have not changed my setup at all. It says the stream quality is good. Okay, what happened? Steak 59, is the echo gone? Okay, sounding much better. Is better mean that it's not echoing or? Okay, great. I don't know what it is. I guess it was some of my audio software must have had a glitch. I kind of changed it and changed it back, and I guess it cleared it up. Technology is wonderful as long as it works. You know, when you're live, you don't have much of a chance. I mean, you have to do things on the fly, and when something goes down, it goes down, and it's not like you're being able to stop and go back and record something. Okay, great, outstanding, very good, very good. I'm glad that's cleared up. Let's see what do we have here. Good evening, Sue. Great, no echo. That's what I want to hear. Okay, here. Let me get this going. Something. Crazy, crazy happenings. Oh, over the place. Does anybody have anything new to talk about? Outstanding. Okay. Well, we've got more insanity um, going on. I mean, it just, I can imagine it's not even spring yet. Just wait till it warms up. Just wait. I mean, these people are going to go completely nuts. I'm going to show you guys just let me get back here. Show you just a couple of some headlines here, just off of Breitbart, just to show you how crazy things are. What Sue says, what do I think about the rumor that Trump already talked to the Rocket Man? I didn't know it was a rumor. But you know what? The way he operates, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not even surprise me. That's interesting. Where'd you see that at? Or where did you hear that? Okay. Well, while I'm waiting on her response, I will go ahead and show you guys some of these. Okay, Sue says Dr. Corsi said that he thought he did. Well, you know, Dr. Corsi, he's got some pretty good sources, so um, I would say that it's definitely worth considering if he's bringing it up, because he usually pretty much on the money, especially with breaking stuff, breaking news. Oh, QAnon. Okay, yeah, he's big on him too, deciphering. Um, but yeah, let me show you guys just a few of the insane headlines here from Breitbart. Trump White House declares support for California-style gun confiscation orders. It says the Trump White House released policy papers Monday declaring full support for California-style firearm confiscation orders. Now, I don't know how true this is. Breitbart is pretty good. I would have to spend some time going into this, because sometimes Trump says things and then he reverses it again. Like when he said that he was for raising the age to buy the long rifle, then he turned around and said no. So we'll see on that. And here it is. NRA agrees. Something's definitely going on here. Trump's border wall could pay for itself by cutting welfare to illegal aliens. LAPD anticipates massive protests as POTUS, President of the United States, views the prototypes. Yeah, President Trump is supposed to go down to the border and look at the prototypes. So yeah, they'll be out in full regalia, no doubt. The nuclear option, desperate Stormy Daniels. Truthers claim North Korea peace talks a smokescreen. Allah is queer. LGBT for Islam. Read the racist leaflets that got Lauren Southern banned from Britain. Wow. Trending now. Police warn Austin residents not to open unexpected packages. They've apparently, the leftists are starting to send mail bombs. It's been blowing up on people. The Guardian claims sci-fi video games Farmville promote subliminal Nazism. Uber executive calls on white men to make noise about diversity. Stormy Daniels offers to return $130,000 to speak freely about Trump. Hey, she wants to speak freely too. Speak freely, my friend. Except for she's going to get sued. 3 deadly explosions linked to bombs left on front porches. That's what I was talking about the leftists down there. They're nothing more than terrorists. CNN, Russian game that nobody knew about until now swung election. They still won't give that up. Feds charge phone encryption company CEO for serving cartels. Becerra, Trump should be careful if he ever finds himself in a dark alley with Maxine Waters. Oh my, I'm pretty sure President Trump can handle Maxine Waters. And it goes on and on. Maxine Waters. Stormy Daniels will be Trump's downfall if Mueller does not get him. It's just crazy. Three shot, killed at veterans' home despite California gun controls. Trump shifts on gun control, say raising minimum age can't pass Congress. See, that's what I mentioned earlier. And there's old Eminem attacks gun owners. The man has got all kind of violence in all his videos. He's attacking gun owners, NRA, during the music award show. What a hypocrite. And this here, I'm going to open up for you guys. And let's see, open this up for discussion. 17 crosses hung from gun show billboard in Kentucky. There's the billboard there at the Expo Center, which is in Louisville. 17 crosses were seen hanging off a gun show billboard in Louisville, Kentucky on Sunday. The crosses are intended to represent the 17 fatalities in the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School attack. The Courier-Journal reported that the crosses were white and each was emblazoned with the name of one of the shooting victims. The billboard was located on I-65, and the company that owns it said they would remove the crosses in a matter of hours. On February 2020, Breitbart News reported that Kill the NRA billboard showed up in the same area along I-65 in Louisville. The Courier-Journal reported that the Kill the NRA billboard was tagged with Resist 45, which is Miss Waters, Miss Mad Maxine Waters came up with that and was chanting that everywhere she went. It was one of several that appeared in Louisville and leveled some degree of criticism toward President Donald Trump. One billboard urged others to grab life by the, this is a family show, you know, the pootie. No group has claimed responsibility for the crosses on the gun show billboard. That's just a few of the headlines for your Monday and Monday afternoon and early evening. Wow. It is truly insane and going to get more insaner, if that was a word. So let me see what you guys' thoughts are on these things. California is on drugs. I'm sure Max hangs out in alleys, but don't think Trump does. Yeah, she probably does hang out in alleys. I tell you, that woman, boy, when she dies, they're going to have to take a stick to kill her mouth because it's going to still be going. She is a piece of work. Yeah, I tell you, these people, they hate conservatives so bad that if they could get away with it, they'd kill us all. I have no doubt in my mind that they would not hesitate to just go around assassinating people if they could get away with it. Of course, you know, they're so loving and inclusive. They love us so much. They love everybody. So yeah, there is so much crazy stuff going on. Hollywood's done went off the rails as usual. And you guys, let me tell you this. I love me some Trump. I tell you, this dude, every time I think he trips me out. But I can't help but like this dude at his rally. What he said about old sleepy eyes. Oh, man. Only the Donald could do that, boy. I mean, he let him have it, boy. Wow. That was so funny. SOB, he said. Made him so mad. Let's see if we can get this up here. It's so funny, boy. This guy here is absolutely hilarious at times. Let's see here. Here we go here. Oh, well, boy, he's got some sound bites in that one, Jack. I mean, he was in rare form, Sue. I'm telling you, in rare form. Yeah, and he talked about Maxine Waters having a low IQ. I mean, this dude, he comes out with no gloves on, man. I'm telling you, he comes out bare knuckle. And you gotta love it because, you know, here you got a president that will fight. I mean, that's not about to back down off of anybody. Back down from anybody. It's hilarious. Oh boy. Let's see. Let me get this up for you for your viewing pleasure. I can get this screen up here. Okay, it says Chuck Todd responds to Trump's son of a yeah jab. It creates a challenge to parents. They're worrying about the children hearing something. President Trump reserved special wrath for NBC's Meet the Press host Chuck Todd at a Pennsylvania campaign rally for congressional candidate Rick Saccone on Saturday night, referring to him as a sleeping son of a yeah. And Todd wasted little time addressing the jab. And as an NBC personality tweeted late Saturday night, urging viewers to set their DVRs to record his show before your eyes get too sleepy. He then appeared on DC's NBC4 station early Sunday, acknowledging the insult in broader terms. And there he is there now. Boy, once you've been Trumpified, you've been branded now. You are Chuck Sleepy Eyes Todd now. He says, I bring up my kids with respect for the office of the presidency and the president. Yeah, right. Apparently everybody except for Donald Trump. I don't allow them to say anything negative ever about the president, Todd said. It creates a challenge to all parents when he uses vulgarities like that. Oh, I'm sure he's never said anything. He's so saintly. The president's use of an epithet also drew the ire of veteran broadcaster Tom Brokaw. Oh, Mr. War veteran, lying journalist Tom Brokaw, who had to leave the station, who expressed concern for parents in having to explain the phrase. Really classy, he tweeted late Saturday. Explain that to your children. Well, how about explaining you lying about you doing your war heroics that you never did, that you lied about to the vets? How about explaining that, you hypocrite? Trump's controversial reference was also raised on the NBC program Sunday Morning with guest Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, ultimately brushing aside the comments, noting that he's using vulgarities in the context of a campaign rally, and obviously there were a lot of funny moments. And I did see some of the sound bites, and they were. But I won't go through the whole story, but I will see what Fox has here for you to view.
Donald Trump didn't exactly get rave reviews for his speech at last weekend's conservative cattle call in Iowa, but one pundit really got under his skin.
It can't be Mitt because Mitt ran and failed. He failed. The last thing we need is another Bush.
Nobody's going to mistake Donald Trump for a presidential candidate, I don't think, other than Donald Trump.
The Donald struck back by ripping Chuck Todd on Twitter. Word is that NBC News is firing sleepy eyes Chuck Todd in that his ratings on Meet the Press are setting record lows. He's a real loser. And Trump wasn't done. So many people have told me I should host Meet the Press and replace the moron who is on now. First of all, NBC is not firing Chuck Todd, and Donald only gets to fire people on The Apprentice. And the notion of the Donald hosting Meet the Press is more ludicrous than that of him running for president. Look, we in the media all hope Trump jumps into the race because he's so entertaining. I love interviewing the guy. But Chuck's right. Does anyone really think he's running?
Now, there you go for that little piece there.
It's time to discover the new Buick lineup of...
What do you guys think about that? Exactly. Snake 59, you hit it on the head. See, these people, they go around picking on Trump and calling him names and doing all kinds of stuff to denigrate him. And they ought to know he's not going to forget. He's going to swing back. I mean, he did it all through the campaign. He's not about to stop now. That's what got him where he is, because people say he fights and he doesn't roll over and he's not going to take any crap. So why do these people act? They act as though they're appalled or shocked when he retaliates. I mean, remember Kathy Griffin? How about that? She went around crying the blues, but look what she did. Had his head in blood, and that was okay. But he shouldn't retaliate or do anything. Oh, he's a bully. He's a bully. Oh, come on. Don't be throwing punches if you don't want to get hit back. What's this at 3 says, if you come at the king, yeah, you best not miss. That's right. Yeah, Seuss, I love to go back and watch these professionals denounce the Trump running for oh, yeah. Well, of course, they, all of them were the experts and all the media personalities and the talk show hosts and all the pundits and everybody. Oh, well, he doesn't have a chance. He doesn't have a chance. Ha, 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 ha. They were just laughing their tails off until that night. That's just like Hillary. Hillary running around complaining again today. I did a little short video on her. She was over in India at some type of event bashing, saying that actually it's the white men that caused her to lose the election now. The white men, the husbands of the white Republican women and their boyfriends and sisters and sons and all of them, they made the women vote for Trump. So she said now it's the Republicans' fault. It's the white men's fault that made their wives, girlfriends, sisters, and mothers, made them vote for Trump. Didn't have anything to do with her. Nothing to do with her being crooked Hillary. Nothing to do with her lying and conniving and shucking and jiving and being a part of all these scandals and corruption and everything else and lying about Benghazi. No, none of that could be the reason. No way. It's those dastardly white Republican husbands. They're the ones that cost me the election. And she said that Democrats just don't do with white males and white women. And then she turned around in almost the same breath, said that she was doing well with the women with the Republicans or with the white women until Comey came out with that letter. And I'm saying, wait a minute. She just said that the Democrats don't do well with white men and white women. And then she turned around and said, I was doing well. I was ahead with the women. And you know when she gets to saying, just like Obama, they're thinking. They're thinking for a lie to come up. They're trying to bide some time. That's what they do. I've watched them do it for years. So these people are, actually, they're comical at times. They're absolutely comical. Well, I've given you guys a little bit to chew on. So, I got the phone lines open up if anybody want to call. Of course, the number is 812-205-2704. Let's hear. Sue says she made her husband vote for Trump. Well, Hillary didn't get the memo, did she? Oh my. Yeah, these people are a piece of work, an absolute piece of work. Yeah, she certainly did not get the memo. Let's see what else we got over here. Got headlines here. We got breaking news. Says Hillary slips downstairs in India. We're just talking about her. Despite two men holding her up. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what we got here. This here is the American Mirror that's reporting this. I can get this up for you guys. Okay. Hillary slips downstairs in India despite 2 men holding her up. Wow, look at that. Let's see what it says. She was holding the arm of an aide. She was holding the arm of an aide with Huma Abedin following behind. Clinton slipped about halfway down the descent, nearly tumbling down. A man walking in front of her jumped to grab her as she reached for him. Despite both men helping her get to the bottom of the stairs, she slipped again, nearly doing the splits. Wow. Huma stopped to watch as Clinton attempted to regain her balance. Hillary kicked off her sandals to get to the bottom of the stairs. No one seemed alarmed by the startling display. Of course they didn't. They were acting like they were not alarmed. Clinton was in the country promoting her book. What happened? Yes, she's still bitter about losing to President Trump. So let's see what happened here. Yeah, what happened, Hillary? Uh-oh. Doesn't that bring back memories? Weekend at Bernie's. Well. You guys aren't being very nice to Miss Hillary. But of course, just like, she was saying during the campaign that there was nothing wrong with her when people were holding on to her and running and grabbing her on stage and she didn't know where she was. And that woman's got some health problems and she's been trying to hide it for the longest. And it's obvious something's wrong with her. Yes. Now, watch it now. Just wait till she tries to explain her way out of this. Watch. I just can't wait to hear the explanation for this one. And you can bet she's going to have one. Because she's never going to admit that she's got a health issue, even though people are running around and holding her up and picking her up. And no, rapper, I didn't. Has that already aired? I heard him talking about it. Yep, 3. That's true. Hillary's into all of that stuff. She according to what was his name? He lives in Arkansas and he helped them to get their campaign together. He put it all together. Larry Nichols said that she used to go when Clinton was in office, that she went to the witches church at least 4 times a year out there in California. So yeah, And speaking of that, whatever happened to all of those witches and everything casting their spell on Trump? They were supposed to stop him from becoming president and everything with their chants and their spells. So it aired, OJ thing aired 7 p.m. last night, rapper. And there's another guy. Speaking of OJ, this man he wants to be back in jail. I mean, he got out of that murder rap. Then he wrote the book, What If I Did It? Bringing all kinds of attention right back on it. Then he goes up there with his band of, I don't know what you would call them, but kind of like his merry band of Robin Hood people. And he's going to go into the casino with guns, brandishing guns, like they're Wyatt Earp and the gang or something, and gets his butt locked up again. Then he finally gets a chance to get out, and he does not have enough sense to go lay low somewhere and keep his mouth shut. He gonna wind up right back in pen again. Some people never learn. What are my thoughts on student walk out tomorrow to protest gun violence and to push more gun control laws in support of the Parkland shooting? I tell you, my thoughts on that is George Soros' hands is all over this. He's pumping out all this money, and he's got all these leftists and socialist teachers and stuff. They're egging their students into doing this stuff. They're brainwashing them. Brainwashing them to hate guns, to hate the Constitution, to hate the Bill of Rights. Yeah, 3, I guess you got a little point there. Getting away with murder might make you feel a little cocky. But if it were me, I think I wouldn't be cocky. It's kind of like, hey, if you got away with something, you lay low. You don't draw attention to yourself. You don't do stupid stuff. Stupid is as stupid does, though. Like here locally, I'm right here at the southwestern corner of Indiana, right almost where Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky meets. And this guy apparently called the police in Kentucky. He said he got robbed. When the police got there, they smelled weed coming out of his apartment. Well, you know what that did? They searched him and found that he was selling weed. He had scales, he had weed and everything. He called the police to tell them that he got robbed, why he got weed in the house, been smoking weed, and off they carted him to jail. I just don't know, what are these people thinking? That's like, me going and robbing somebody and having all the stuff laying there on the table, and then somebody finds out that I robbed somebody and they came and stole some of it, and then I call the police to tell them I've been robbed, and they come over and there's all the loot from my robbery sitting there on the table. Soros, he needs to be tried for war crimes and everything else. He's probably one of the most evil men on the face of the earth right now. That man is wicked. He has no remorse. When he was 17, he turned his own people in to the Germans, to the Nazis. And even recently on a video, he said he had no regrets. So yeah, it's only going to get crazier, folks. Yeah, rapper, I showed a clip of that video on my last stream. Oh, by the way, did you hear about the, maybe I can get this up. There was some restaurant, a new restaurant in California, I believe it was California, that refused to serve cops in uniform. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. You just can't make this stuff up. We have just flown over the cuckoo's nest. Let's see here. Yeah, here you go. Got several articles here. Get this up. This is just crazy. Get this up. Yeah, this is the one here. I'm just wondering if I try another one here where they may have a. People are insane. Totally insane. This is actually no, this is up for you here, guys. Oakland coffee shop says it's keeping the peace by not serving cops. The coffee shop says that it's keeping the peace by not serving cops. Owners of the Hasta Muerte Coffee told an Oakland police officer to leave because they have a policy of asking cops to leave for the physical and emotional safety of their customers. If you're a cop in Oakland, don't bother going to Hasta Muerte Coffee. The worker-owned coffee shop and self-proclaimed radical bookstore. Radical bookstore. There you go. Refused service to a uniformed police officer February 16th and is defending its policy because the California business believes, as it said in an Instagram posting, police presence compromises our feeling of physical and emotional safety. And goes on to say that the officer basically, he was surprised. He was refused service, but he walked away without incident. The department tweeted on Thursday that it respects business owners' right to serve anyone they choose, and that the police, along with other community members, are reaching out to the business to have constructive dialogue in our efforts to unite our community. And there you go. That's their little tweet. Look at that. There you go. Now contrast that to a Christian tells two homosexuals that they're not going to bake them a cake, and they get sued and lose everything. But these people here can tell police, we're not going to serve you. And the police just say, okay, yeah, we understand. We comprende. Ay, ay, ay. This is insane. They're keeping the peace by not serving cops. They like chaos. That's what they like. They like chaos and anarchy, and they're going to get it. Believe me, they're eventually going to get it. That's what these radicals do, though. They like that. You know, they are all anti-cop. Now, grant you, I know that the police aren't perfect. I know they have issues, but the majority of cops are good or trying to do the best they can. They're trying to do a good job. You're always going to have your bad apples in anything. I don't care what it is. You're always going to have some bad apples. But you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. But in this case, they don't want any police. Because they want crime. They want criminals to rule. And they don't want you to have any guns to defend yourself. And so the rapper says, give these black communities who hate cops zero police force and see what happened next. I'll assure you that BLM will be begging us to come back. Sue says there's something in the water that is turning people to have not normal thinking. Yeah, it's called fluoride. Love the gas station owner who put the sign on the window. Cops welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to think somewhere, was it last month, where a woman was tweeting something about the cops for a restaurant, and it's like she got attacked. It got so bad she had to shut her restaurant down just because she was supporting the cops. See, these people work off of intimidation. That's what they do. They're not into constructive dialogue. They don't want a conversation. Only conversation they want is a one-way conversation, and that's them telling you how you need to change because you're homophobic, xenophobic, sexist, and everything else under the sun. You're not allowed to say anything back, because if you do, then that means they should be able to physically assault you. So it's a one-way conversation. They don't want any free speech. In fact, they don't want anything in the Constitution. Yeah, fluoride is banned in some areas in Europe. I'm pretty sure of that. Yeah. In fact, there was some place over there where they did it was a long-term study. It was about 20 or 30 years. And they had two areas where one area was fluoridated and the other one was not. And the people, the area that wasn't fluoridated, they did better than the area that was fluoridated. And Hitler used fluoride. So need I say any more? Fluoride is, Hitler used it to calm the masses. It makes people apathetic. You know, like your rights could be getting taken and you kind of like, you know, it's not that bad. The rapper says, TL, oh, what happened to my feed there? Go back to my other deal here. Poof, it disappeared on me. Blame feminism for these problems, for censoring our right of freedom of speech and attacking us for disagreeing with them. Look at how they're taking over the schools with this ideology. Yeah, it seems like it's more women pushing this than it is men, to be honest. And you know they've got the women hating men. You know, I don't get it. You know, they're always talking about, you know, you can't put everybody in a group and broad swipe them or anything. Well, why do you put men in a group like that? Yeah, beta males and soy boys. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, there's other countries where this is not happening. Places that are watching us and they know it's weakening us and they're just waiting to take advantage of that. You look at places like China and Russia, they're all looking at this. You know, when they had our soldiers walking around in, what was the trying to think who that was. It was they had the walk a mile in my shoes. And it was the ROTC, I believe it was. And these guys were walking around in red pumps. And they actually had to wear these things. I mean, can you imagine? You got Russian soldiers, Chinese soldiers, and they're looking at American men with women red pumps on. And they're cracking up. I mean, how is that supposed to make us ready to do anything? Here you go. This is on the Army Times website. Soldiers in high heels draw online outburst. There you go. And there he is, getting ready. And look at that, will you? Marine Corps Lance Corporal Chase McManaman holds a parachute during an activity at an elementary school in San Diego. And look at the parachute. And look at the heels. Ain't that real manly? That'll sure enough scare them doggone commies. That'll scare the Ruskies. Only in America. Land of fruits, flakes, and nuts. When will this insanity end? That's not helping our readiness. You know, these other countries like Russia and the rest of them, they're looking at this stuff and they said, boy, they're on their way down. And they're just sitting there plotting their course and waiting and waiting. And when the time is right, they're going to do something crazy. No, I said red pumps. P-U-M-Ps. You know, like women pumps. The little low shoes with no heels on them. Yeah, 3. I'm a former Marine myself. I couldn't believe it. When I first saw it, I mean, I was just flabbergasted. I said, are you kidding me? Yeah, you better keep your AR-15. You better keep it. Oh, okay, Sue. Yes, she did. She did sell us out. Hillary did. And, you know, the typical thing is accuse your enemies of doing what you're doing. That way you have them defending themselves when you are the one who should be defending yourself. But since you have the media and everything on your side, you use them to help to keep the attack going. So nobody's questioning you because the media is too busy hounding the person that you accuse of doing exactly what you're doing. So that just gives you an idea of just some of the crazy stuff that is going on around you, and you may not hear about much of it. Again, should anyone want to call in, the number is 812-205-2704. That's right, rapper. That's what they do. That's exactly what they do. And when the leftists know that they have the media on their side, they will tell you that the sky is lavender. And if you say it's not, they will label you something. And the media will be, oh, I can't believe that T.L. Swope said the sky wasn't lavender. Hey, Brenda, where everybody knows the sky's lavender. That's what they do. Just like gaslighting, you know. You go up there and hit somebody in the head, and he said, I didn't hit you. Smack. I didn't hit you. Smack. I didn't hit you. That's how crazy it is. Well, it got out of control on YouTube and Google. For one thing, they're both owned by the same entity. Secondly, they're helping to promote all of this stuff. That's why they're censoring us. They're censoring all conservative thought. They're not shy about it. They used to try to hide it. They don't even try to hide it any longer. Twitter is really going off the rails. I mean, they've censored Donald Trump Jr. They've censored the NRA. They've censored Breitbart. And they get this little thing that says on the post, this post may contain sensitive content. Cannot retweet. We're in the USSA. It's amazing. They can just censor people. And we're not supposed to say anything about it. I mean, it's supposed to be wonderful because, you know, they're protecting us. We're not big enough. We're not big enough to turn away from something, you know, if we don't feel right about it. We need Twitter to keep us safe. Oh, yeah. We need Twitter to keep us safe. I'm thinking, was that Gab? I think that was Gab. I'm sure Twitter wouldn't allow that to be on there. I was speaking up before Trump. I was speaking up for the whole 8 years Obama was in office. Nobody wasn't listening. Because I knew he wasn't right. I knew he wasn't right from the beginning because I researched him. Yeah, all of these people. Shadow banning us and everything. You know? It's because when you have conservative thought, the leftist socialist agenda cannot stand up against conservatism and capitalism. And they know that. They know that argument won't win. So they have to shut us down, play all kinds of tricks, bring in algorithms and stuff to squelch our voice and let our posts be shadow banned so nobody will see them or can retweet them. Sue says, now we see the mansions that our reps have on a $175,000 salary. Yeah. That's the way it works. Okay, here we got something here. Breitbart article. This is talking about the conservative censorship. And Twitter responds to conservative censorship expose by attacking Project Veritas for obtaining footage. And Mr. O'Keefe, I believe his first name is Joe. Let's see if I can find it. He's the founder of Project Veritas. And he got this information from these people that were apparently Twitter employees, and they were telling about how that they were shadow banning people, where it looked like their posts were live, but no one could see them except for the people who were already followers, and those followers could not retweet anything. But here's Mr. O'Keefe here. Let him explain it.
American Pravda by James O'Keefe. Adventure, betrayal, truth. Pre-order today at AmericanPravdaBook.com.
We're trying to get the shitty people not show up. It's a product thing.
Let's say if it was a pro-Trump thing and I am anti-Trump, I was like, oh, I banned this whole account. It'll go to you. And then it's at your discretion. And if you're anti-Trump, you're like, oh, you know what, Mo was right. Let it go.
The idea of the shadow ban is that you ban someone, but they don't know they've been banned because they keep posting, but no one sees their content. So they just think that no one's engaging with their content, when in reality, no one's seeing it. I don't know if Twitter does this anymore.
How do you know if it's a bot and not a normal person?
Oh, you use machine learning. You look for Trump or America, and you have like 5,000 like keywords to describe a redneck, and then you look and you like parse all the messages, all like the pictures, and then you look for like stuff that matches like that stuff.
So is it gonna like essentially ban certain mindsets and or people who could be negative?
No, it's not gonna ban the mindset. It's gonna ban like a way of talking.
You have access to DMs of Twitter? Oh, I do.
It's a lot of bad press if like, you know, people figure out that you're shadow banning them. It's like unethical in some way.
We're trying to downrank it. We're trying to get the shitty people not show up.
Yeah, they said, oh, this is pro-Trump. You know, I don't want it because, you know, it offends me. This, that. And I say, I ban this whole thing.
I'm pretty sure every single employee on Twitter hates Trump. What we can do on our side is actually very terrifying.
Our last video exposed Twitter's eagerness to turn over President Trump's direct messages to the Justice Department. We think today's release will help you understand why. Because although Twitter presents itself as politically neutral, its culture behind closed doors is one of blatant censorship, systematic bias, and political targeting. While many suspected this was the case, today we present the proof out of their own Twitter mouths.
So we're probably about 90% anti-Trump, maybe 99% anti-Trump.
It's really hard to decide what to do about Donald Trump. Yeah, half of the people want to ban him, half of the people want to keep him.
Does everybody at Twitter feel?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go to Google in order to find the conservative.
What department do you
I'm in trust and safety. I do all the policy work for safety policy. I'm in the controversial team.
Oh my goodness!
I'm the team everyone says a lot about, yeah.
Olinda Hassan is a policy manager for Twitter Trust and Safety. Her team is responsible for Twitter's rules and regulations, determining what content is and isn't allowed. Just last month, Trust and Safety updated their policy in an effort to crack down on racism and other forms of hate speech.
But how do you keep, like my timeline, like, how do you keep certain things off my timeline? So like, because people will, like, retweet
We're trying to downrank it, but you need to also have a control of your timeline.
So I've tried to, like, block people like Cernovich and stuff like that, and mute and stuff like that, but they still show up, like, all the time.
That's something we're working on.
I mean, I don't know what to do.
We're working on where we're trying to get the shitty people not show up. It's a product thing we're working on.
We wondered which people Hassan was referring to. What forms of free speech does Twitter want to stop from showing up? Former content review agent Mo Narai shed some light.
Let's say it was a pro-Trump thing, and I am anti-Trump. I was like, oh, I banned this whole account. It'll go to you, and then it's at your discretion. And if you're anti-Trump, you're like, oh, you know what, Mo was right. Let it go.
Narai's job at Twitter was to review content flagged as harmful, offensive, or in violation of Twitter policy, and ban it if it was. Content review is an integral part of any social media platform, but as Narai describes, it is highly susceptible to abuse.
On stuff like that, it was more discretion on your viewpoint. I guess your how you felt about a particular matter.
Oh, so it wasn't automated. It was a user and services person would deem it pro-Trump and take it down.
For example, if it was, they said, oh, this is pro-Trump, I don't want it because, it offends me, this, that. I say, I ban this whole thing, and then it goes over and you're like, oh, you know what, I don't like it too. You know what, Mo's right, let's go. That's it. You're like, Mo's right, let's carry on. What's next? Keep it coming.
Yeah, bring me another one to take down. Yeah.
So I flag something that's going to go by you.
Correct, and then, you look at it, you're like, oh, hey, this is pro-Trump, and this might probably like, oh, I don't like it.
Yeah, you know what? So on the reverse of that, they would just let a lot of the, I guess, left-leaning or liberal stuff to go through unchecked?
It can come through check, and then I'll be like, oh, you know what, this is okay, let it go.
Narai suggests Twitter's content review is more than a safeguard against hate speech. It's a tool used to promote a political agenda.
You made the comment that, Twitter maybe wouldn't, verbally say some things that they, wanted to put in their company policy, but they were kind of unwritten rules as far as the content that they would allow or disallow.
A lot of unwritten rules, and being that we're in San Francisco, we're in California, very liberal state, very blue state, you have to be, as a company you can't really say it because it'll make you look bad, but behind closed doors, a lot of stuff was like, hey, you have to do this way, or something like that. It was never written, it was more said.
But it may not just be average users feeling the heat. Does Twitter target certain political figures for suspension? And more importantly, why?
I should ask about this. Yeah, it's a really good point.
Pranay Singh is an engineer for Twitter's direct messaging team.
Why did they take his account down a couple weeks ago?
I didn't know we did that.
Yeah, his account went down, for a while.
Oh, it might be the U.S. government pressure.
What?
Yeah, they do that.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, you guys get the idea. You get the idea. Now, this guy here, James O'Keefe, his team, they busted the Democrats with their crooked scheme. Trying to think of that deal that Obama and them and all of them was tied into, and they were into the unions, and they were he posed as a pimp and did some stuff, and he does some really good work, and he got all this information on Twitter. Now, I don't understand how these people can get away with this kind of information available for Congress and everybody else to see, when it's obvious that these people are violating civil rights. Right. Well, Madonna said she wanted to kill him. I think Maxine Waters said something about doing something to the president. Now, here's a politician that's a current politician in office, and they can say all of these things, but they call President Trump the bully. He's the bully, and all he does is fight back. He doesn't go around starting things. He doesn't mess with people. They come out swinging, and he swings back. But that's the kind of stuff that's going on. That's how nations get overtaken, when you have these, as Drudge called them, internet ghettos, echo chambers. And that's what they're trying to turn it into. Just like you said, The liberal stuff, the leftist stuff, oh, they look the other way on that. But anything that's conservative, Republican, pro-Trump, oh, we got to do something about that. So once again, if anybody would like to call in, the number is 812-205-2704. We got about 40 minutes left. It would be nice to have a little vocal interaction. Yes, I am familiar with Jordan Peterson. In fact, I looked at one of his videos this morning before I left home. He's a very intellectual guy. He's taking a lot of heat, especially for coming against the transgender movement. Michael Rhodes, Sue Miller says, a prominent leader of the Black Lives Matter in Portland, Oregon, has been convicted of yet another sex crime when he was tried for sexual abuse of someone underage. Yes, that's right, 3. That's their strategy, is to blame the opposition for what they're doing. The rapper says, T.O., have you heard about Google's biased hiring practices where they're hiring women and minorities but not white or Asian people? Yes, I have heard about that more than once. Yep. It's an all-out war against white males in this country. Yeah, I'd like to get one of his books too. I may look into purchasing something from him because I've watched quite a few of his videos on YouTube. But yeah, that's what this is all about. And that's why they're trying to even turn the white women against the white man. You know, you see these social justice warriors and they're out there screaming at a white man and telling them that you're privileged. And it's a white woman screaming at a white man talking about you got white privilege. I mean, oh man, you talking about Looney Tunes, Looney Tuneville. Yeah. I heard somebody a while back, one of these black university students said, I can't be a racist. I'm black. I'm the oppressed. I can't be a racist. But words mean nothing to them anymore. The true definition of words mean nothing. They just change the definitions of everything to whatever they want. When they say all Trump supporters are Nazis, when you've got blacks, you've got Asians, you've got Latinos, you've got all kinds of races who voted for Trump. You could even see them at the rallies. But yet we're all Nazis. See, they just take a word and make it into whatever they want it to. And nobody calls them out on it. The media doesn't call them out on it. They go right along with it. That's because they're in cahoots together. The rapper says, I bought the Big Lie book and trying to get people in Illinois to wake up to the lies of the Democrats. Yeah. Parody song. Yeah, like I said, it's just all, it's all wordsmithing, double talk, double speak, gaslighting. It's all of that combined in one thing. So that is the biggest problem right there, is that they're raising the children with the same messed up views. There is not going to be any future if something does not stop this. Because when these kids grow up, I'm going to tell you what, they're going to have such an anger at the Constitution and freedom. They're not even going to want freedom, because they are already being ingrained as youth to hate America, to hate capitalism, and to hate the Constitution, and basically to hate God. They want the utopian communistic way of life. They think they're all going to be sitting on the white sands beaches of the world, drinking pina coladas and singing Kumbaya all day, while they text on their iPhones and Androids. In their $150 Nike shoes. That's what they think is communism is going to be like. Where, you know, birds fly up with grapes and just drop them down into their throat. Second Amendment about muskets. These people don't know anything about history. Heck, they can't even tell you what happened yesterday. History? Are you kidding me? And then they're rewriting the books. They want to digitize everything. That's another thing. See, if you digitize things, you get rid of those paper books. You can go back and change things, delete whole sections, and the people who are reading it, if it's the first time they've ever read it, they won't know any difference. You just rewrite history. That's why having a paper form, a hard copy of these books is so important. Communism has never been tried. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, this is the reality TV generation. They can't even tell you who the vice president is, but they can tell you where Lena Dunham buys her panties. Yeah, 3, that's right. It is like modern day book banning. They want to shut everything down. They want to shut down. And they want to get the Second Amendment, because the Second Amendment protects the First Amendment and all the other amendments. That's why they're after these guns, and they're trying to brainwash these kids. That's why they love school shootings, because they knew these teachers were in there with these kids, and they just get them to turn on the government and everything. But you notice, they weren't doing that when Obama was in while the school shootings was going, were they? Only when Donald Trump got in there. Now we got to go out and march and protest, but they wasn't doing that when Obama was in. Obama's behind this stuff too. Believe me, his hand is in there with George Soros and Hillary. All of them's hand is in what we're seeing. 3 says, having a gun in your house is a symbol that you are a free man. They can't have that at all. You are subject to the will of the state. And it's exactly. They don't want individualism, freedom, independence. That's not a part of the communist socialist agenda. You can't have that. That's what I tell people who are sitting around here and allowing this to happen. They may not be here, but all the stuff that they worked for, that they may pass along to their children, the land, farms, businesses, all of that, if these people ever get in charge, they're going to liquidate all of that. It's going to be gone. They're going to take it. And they're going to throw a few crumbs down there for the peasants, and the people up at the top are going to get fat and bloated off of everything they steal, just like Hugo Chavez and his buddies did when they conned those people down in Venezuela into giving up their freedoms and the promise of utopian socialism. Yeah, there you go. That's right. You didn't build that. No. Wasn't for the government, you wouldn't have been able to do that. You didn't build that. You didn't work all day. You didn't study. You didn't invest your money. You didn't go borrow the money. You didn't do that. We did that. Like that one, what's her name, Kamala Harris, I believe it was, that said that your children, we need to get rid of this notion that your children are yours, but your children belong to the community. Yeah. You stay up at night nursing them, raising them, feeding them, taking care of them, but they're not yours. They belong to the community. Well, the community is just another word for the state or for the government. We let all of these people get their tentacles into our government. They've got to be exercised. So that's what they want to do. They've got so many things coming. So many things coming at us, which is part of the plan, is to come at all directions and be relentless. And that's what they're doing. The problem is a lot of conservatives are just like backing out and shutting down and tuning out. And that's one thing they would like you to do. They want you to shut up. But they really want you to just shut up and don't be engaged at all, because that way they take ground. Because remember, they've got your kids. They've got your grandkids, your nieces, your nephews are all in these indoctrination centers. So as long as they're at least holding ground, they're winning, because they're bringing up a little young army as we speak. And the older people, they get older, they get weaker, they die off, then they're the majority. And the other people, they would just be prey. The rest of us will be prey if we can't take care of business. Well, folks, we got about 25 minutes left. Again, I'd like to encourage anyone to call in if they will. Let me ask you guys in the chat. It seems like you guys rarely want to call in, any of you guys, for whatever reason. Would it make any difference if I started having you guys a Skype in? Yeah, 3. I mentioned about the press going down there to check out the prototypes. They're supposed to be planning a massive protest, which is all they know how to do. They never have any answers for anything. It's all about resisting and protesting and marching and screaming mindlessly. Three, you're not familiar with Skype, huh? Well, Skype is pretty easy. It's not like trying to stream on YouTube. It's once you're in, it's all you got to do is put in the address of the person that you're trying to get to, and it'll automatically connect. So it's a lot easier than trying to stream like I'm doing on YouTube. Let's see here if I can. Yeah, I'd like to be able to do some Skype. I mean, I've got it set up for it, but I really haven't been promoting it. I've been trying to get people to call in since it's a lot easier just to dial a number, but you know, you don't have to have a webcam or anything in order to be interactive. But here's something interesting here on Drudge Report. I thought you guys might get a quick kick out of this this picture here. Yeah, Sue, I agree with you. Definitely agree with you. We do need more people to view. What do you think about this picture here of Pocahontas? Let me get it up here for you. Warren's Native American problem going to get worse. There she is with the, looks like she's got bows in her quiver and a headdress on. Oh my. Oh boy. We are living in the land of Looney Tunes, I tell you. Oh boy. What did it say? I saw your clip of her. Won't address her issue, just the effects and virtual signals. Oh boy. you've got to laugh to stop from crying at some of this stuff. It's so bad. Totally amazing. Oh, here we go now. Oh my, this is just. But give me a break, Elizabeth. Yeah, another time you can't get away with it. Try it. Well, here's something for your viewing pleasure also. It says, panicky Van Jones pleads to Oprah for help. With Trump in the White House, we had you, the Obamas. We had hope. Oh, my. All right, Sue. You take care. Have a wonderful evening. He pleads for Oprah to help. He needs a savior. Oh, my. Oh, come on here. You got to be kidding me. He said, but help us, though, Jones pleaded, explaining that he tried to stay positive, but is always confronted by his peers to go low and fight the Nazis on the presumable other side. I go out there and try to tell people, let's not become what we're fighting. Are you kidding me? You are what you think you're fighting. Let's not be what we're fighting. They tell me, shut up, Van, because we got bigots out there. We got Nazis out there. We're getting bullied. We're tired of going high. Who's doing all the bullying? They're doing all the bullying. Who was all the Trump supporters getting beat up at the rallies and everything? These people they are insane. We want to go low and kick them into private parts, he complained. After giving a pseudo-sciencey ramble about positivity, Winfrey ended it by encouraging Jones to stay a warrior of light. Let me show you this video. Let's hear her say this. Yeah, exactly, 3. You never seen a Trump supporter beat up anyone with a mask on. And why do they have a mask on? Because they're committing crimes, that's why. But let's hear this nice little diatribe here. Let's hear what they have to say here.
We had you, we had the Obamas in the White House. So even on a bad day, you had a North Star, you had some hope. And then it was like the universe just said, psych, and threw us in the toilet and closed the lid. And now we're just stuck in this crazy situation.
We have each other. We have each other.
Tell me about that.
And this is the thing. I think I have to just say,
please say,
everybody is feeding yourself on the hysteria and the negativity. You gotta stay in the light. But one of the reasons why I was so excited is about A Wrinkle in Time, because the message is that the darkness is spreading so fast these days. You must become a warrior of the light. And the reason that's so meaningful to me is because that's how I've led my whole life. And every moment in that film, I just felt like, I'm just saying what I normally say.
It's true.
And for these times, The darkness is there to show you your light. Look at what has happened. So if you put the focus on, look at what happened with the darkness that showed up in Parkland, and the darkness that showed up on the streets of Ferguson, and the darkness that showed up in many homes in Chicago with shootings and senseless murders.
Democratically ran conclaves.
It brings out the best in people. It brings out the best. And so that's what it's there. We live on a planet where there is darkness and light. You know, one of the things, I am not running for office. So I'm not letting you go there. But if I were running for office, and I will say to whoever is going to run for office, do not give your energy to the other side. Do not spend all your time talking about your opponents. Do not give your energy to that which you really don't believe in. Do not spend an ounce of your time on that.
Well, help us, though. Help us, though.
So don't spend your time on that.
Preach. You said I was preaching. You preaching. I love it. And that's what we need. But let me just push back for a second, because you know, I got my love army. I go out there. I try and tell people, let's not become what we're fighting. Let's not feed what we're fighting. You know what they tell me? They tell me, shut up, Van, because we got bigots out here. We got Nazis out here. We're getting bullied. We're tired of going high. We want to go low and kick them into private parts. So
there will be some people who do that, but you will not eventually win.
Well, folks, need I say any more? These people have lost their minds. They literally, I honestly think that they believe what they're saying. They're gone. Warriors of the light? Of what light? Do you guys got any idea what she's talking about? He needs to be a warrior of the light. Explain to me what this light is. What's this warrior mentality? They can't be like the people they're fighting. Who they're fighting? Trump supporters. For the most part, these people are conservative, Bible-believing. They just want to be left alone. They love their country. And they act like they're fighting real Nazis. That's right. Rapper, that's one reason they came against Hollywood way back in the 50s. They were talking about that these communists were infiltrating Hollywood, and everybody said it was a witch hunt. But those guys knew what they were talking about. Now look what's happened. Fast forwarded 50 years later, 60, and look where we're at. Almost the whole Hollywood is leftist. You even let anybody know you're conservative, you may not even work anymore. And they're the Nazis. They're the people that they think they're fighting. Utterly amazing. Truly amazing. That's right. McCarthy. Mm-hmm. That is exactly right. And Joe says, put God back in the USA. Well, that has to be laid squarely upon the shoulders of the church, which is, for the most part, in a lot of cases, is turned into circuses where it's all about blab it and grab it and how God is a money machine. If it's not that, then you got the other crowd that's embracing homosexuals and transgenders and everything else. You're not going to get any righteousness out of that. They want blessings, but they don't want to adhere to the standards to get the blessings. Thank you, 3. Yeah, it's about time for me to check out too in a few more minutes. So you have a great evening and have a better week. So any of you guys have any parting words or anything you would like for me to pontificate on before I wind out? Rapper says that Star Trek TNG episode Drumhead is about a witch hunt like Trail, and that is what the media is doing instead of finding and accepting the truth. I haven't seen that Star Trek episode. Yeah, those Hollywood people, they do hate American people in this country. That's obvious. And these are the same people who have spent their money that's allowed them to become rich. They hate the people who allowed them to live these outrageous lifestyles and have these huge contracts. Then the irony, again, and I've said it before, is if they brought in communism or socialism, either one is the same as the other, just a few little variations, but they're the same thing. Where's the middle class? It won't be one. And who pays for their movie tickets? Who goes to their shows? Who goes to their concerts? It's the middle class. Their money's not going to last forever. So these people are so arrogant and blinded by their own ideology, they don't even see that they're cutting off their own foot. What'd you say, Joe? AB, I just put a video up about OJ. The next video can't see the rest of it down in there. Let me pull up my other window. Oh, there it goes. Okay, it stops there. It says the next video I'm going to, and you didn't finish your statement there, Joe. TL, the rapper says, read up on the Academic Freedom Act on what rights students and teachers have. Teachers think that they have a right to push their beliefs onto the students as a fact and no opposing views. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I haven't read the formal document, but I've heard people talking about it. I've heard teachers talking about this document and how they're virtually silencing them to have any other ideals other than the ones that they tell them that they have to have. Okay, Joe Mack, I see the rest of that now. The next video that I'm going to watch. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. It's a whole lot of things going on. I mean, it's hard pressed to keep up with all of it. I mean, you gotta just kind of hit this and hit that and hit that, because if you stay too long on one deal, 10 other things will pass you by. That's how ridiculous it's getting. It's really a wild time. A wild time. And just like I said in my one video, hold on to your britches. Because you just wait till it gets warm. Just wait till it gets warm. They're going to come out like locusts. And there's going to be a march everywhere you look. And they're just going to keep pushing and keep pushing till finally we're going to have enough. And that's what I'm not looking forward to. Well, see, that's the whole point. They're using the diversity crap as a reason to bring everybody together to indoctrinate them under socialism. See, in other words, we're starting this new group of people where everything's going to be equal, and we're going to have kumquats and violins will be playing, and everything will be marvelous. There'll be nobody higher than the other one. Nobody has more money than the other one. We'll all be just perfectly equal. And Rapper, you're right. They are the Nazis. They're the ones running around here with the masks on and the boots and the uniforms and attacking people, spraying chemicals on them, using mace. They're the ones who are the Nazis. But they'll keep telling everybody else that you are the Nazis. It's the way it works. You are the Nazis. Well. Looks like another one in the books. I appreciate everyone for showing up for the stream. Just keep working on things, trying to improve things. But you guys keep your head up out there and stay in the fight. Don't back down, don't back up. Rapper, I like that. Hashtag Antifa are Nazis. Should be are the real Nazis. The rapper, I'm not afraid of taking down an Antifa member or a neo-Nazis in self-defense. Nope. All right, JoJo. My main mod, Joe Mack. He's signing out. Good night, Joe. Have a great week. Well, we're winding on down. It's been good. I've enjoyed myself. Hope you guys got something out of the show tonight. We're going to call it a wrap. This is TL Swope with Inverted Reality TV's Live from the Lounge. Signing off. Until next time, you guys be good and be careful. Good night, everybody.